New season, same roster, Splyce, baby. Listen, you know, if a thing good works, fixing the not broken is ill-advised. I'm pretty sure that's how the saying goes. But I think that's just absolutely true when it comes to Splyce. This is a squad that I think got up. Well, I don't think, I know. There's evidence. The team got better the entire time they played the game last season, right? They started in the, not an official preseason, but like before the season started, doing some scrims and stuff. They made a roster change, right? They got rid of Yuji, they put in Sino. And then they grind, and they are 1-9 in the spring split. And the summer split, they turn up, they all move in together, right? And then they improve, and then right before the fall split, they make one other change. They swap in Maswal, and like, bang. All of a sudden, this team is killing it. Wrong answer. They had been working towards that goal. I don't think there was a single roster change or a single moment that necessarily made it so that this team is number one. There wasn't like a boom, they're on top. It was a gradual shift, and because of how that growth pattern sort of laid itself out, I think they're going to continue that growth pattern in Season 6. In order to succeed in competitive SMITE in 2019, you've got to be more than just good at the game. You can't hit all your skill shots. That's what everyone does. In 2012, when Zapman and Pon were beating up Sparks and Peckies and Adonis, no disrespect. No disrespecties. You know, you could just be better than the other guy on the field. Now, I think there's a lot of good players. I think that everybody can hit their stuff. And we're not really thinking about that. So, it becomes a conversation in a different direction. Which is why I think you see the shift from teams like Cloud9 to teams like Splyce taking the victories, right? Cloud9, once upon a time, we're talking Barracuda and Jeff and they were just kind of better. They played the meta, they played vanilla, and they were just better than you. That's kind of what went down. Now Splyce kind of, you know, the Fenrir support, the Aurora being Aurora, kind of, I don't want to say reinvented things, but definitely approaches the game in a different way. And I think that sort of creativity is imperative in today's field. Now, I don't want to say just creativity, because then you look at a team like Mouse last year and you say, well, they were the most creative, they should win. But it's not exactly what I mean. Creativity within reason, right? And I think the idea of the aggressive support, the Fenrir support, I think the idea of playing like the Apwashes and stuff, where Maswal just has to stand there and like do his thing, I think that comes from a lot of different forces on the team, but I'm going to start with Aurora, and also mention the leadership quality. This guy's a leader, man. Aurora is a natural leader. And there are a lot of different types of leadership and a lot of different ways to sort of, you know, steer a boat. And I think that Aurora has that natural, charismatic, when somebody gets up there and gives you the remember the Titan speech, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not surrender without a fight. We are going to live on, right? It's a big gravitas, and you are attracted to that leader because you are inspired to follow them. Aurora, you follow him, and you're aware that you're following him. But you follow him because you want to experience things the way he does. Aurora approaches the game and life in general, you know, he's having a good time, and at the same time he's kind of crushing it. So you want to do that, and you naturally kind of wind up going along with kind of his what he's doing, because he's doing something right. I want to have that much fun. I want to be that guy. I want to, like, that makes sense to me. And I think that's a real human characteristic, and we talk a lot about the mental side of the game here, and I think that's a big deal. I think being able, I have worked for fantastic bosses that I've hated, and I've worked for mediocre bosses that I don't like. Or, I mean, mediocre bosses that I absolutely love. And, I mean, truthfully, it's somewhere in between, right? But that the idea that the charisma is important is huge. And the thing is that Aurora not only is naturally charismatic in that sense, but he excels, I think, at the other side of the game, the actual X's and O's. I think that Aurora comes through with interesting ideas alongside Divios. Divios also a very creative player, and I think that Aurora is just open-minded enough to be willing to be the captain, to say go for it. I think there's a lot of strats in Smite that are dangerous to take to the SPL field, because that's where you're paying your rent, so to speak. Although it's interesting, everybody living here, maybe it's different, I hope. But Aurora's the guy that'll be like, yeah, sure, let's try Fenrir support. And other players tried it, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm just saying, Divios generally comes up with some crazy stuff. The last time we saw Divios be really good was probably Eager, right? And I think that was also a team where Divios was able to be Divios, whether it was be creative in the solo lane or just be creative across the map. The love of the game is really important. Creativity is a big part of why I think this team is successful. Aurora at the helm, allowing that creativity to breathe. Aurora with his own creativity. Divios with his own creativity allowed to sort of grow that as well. Cyclone Spin, also historically a creative person, and I think still so in Season 5, playing, and what I think is the important part is that it's creativity not for creativity's sake. The idea of creativity as a means to an end. You're not changing colors because you want to change colors. You're changing colors because you want to use that other color. We didn't see Cyclone just play weird random shit in the Hunter role. He played as Anami and Shibalanke because that's what he was good at. And crushed with it. Not just blindly following the leader. These are the good hunters. And he went, okay, I take that into context. Those are the hunters I'm going to pick. You know? Again, creativity might be the wrong word there, but a less rigid approach to Smite is exactly what I'm trying to say. More malleability, more flexibility in the individual players on the team. Cyclone Spin has that flexibility from his days way back when he used to play Jank solo. It's allowed to breathe with Aurora. Maswal is a guy that I think a lot of the game revolved around him in Season 5. We'll see how it works out in Season 6. Maswal is really just the constant. I mean, he goes out there and he does the job. Every once in a while, we see a fantastic performance. He plays Vulcan and gets 8 kills or something. But I think Maswal is more your average mid laner than your superstar. I'm looking for Divios to do that. I'm looking for Sino to do that. Maswal can be my constant that occasionally pops off. I think the team does a good enough job of protecting Maswal when he gets into bad situations. And in general, Maswal is not somebody that is lighting up my marquee, and that's fine. He is better than he is one of the best role players, let's say. Better than a role player is where I was going to go. Not a superstar, but, you know, definitely there's a reason he's on the world's championship team and was, you know, brought in at the last second. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sino, baby. This guy is your world's MVP. I mean, very, very, very good stuff out of this guy. He is a star. He has turned into a star. We'll see if his past of inconsistency continues to haunt. After a performance at Worlds, that's a performance that somebody can internalize, and Sino just might be the baddest motherfucker on the map next season, and you gotta watch out for that. I think that is a big deal. It is a very big possibility that Sino just comes out here and whoosh, whoosh. That's the sound from GoldenEye slappers only. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. I'll be here all week. So Divio's also one of my favorite players. I think that he's going to come in and just continue to be Divio's. Divio's is consistent. Divio's is great. Divio's is a star. And again, the mentality, the approach to the game, the flexibility, the malleability, the willingness to try new shit. I think that is going to be one of the most important things in Season 6. I think it's something that Divio's does fantastically well, and it's something he's always done well, so I'm not worried about him losing that. It's something that Aurora allows the team to do and encourages the team to do. Not to say that Aurora is the overarching general. I don't want to make it sound like Aurora runs like this oppressive camp. Everybody has a voice in the Splyce team, but Aurora is the leader. You know what I mean? And he sets a culture, and there's a lot of unspoken things there. Team's going to win, man. Are they do they repeat Worlds? That's a big question. But I am usually one that shies away from that shit. I won't say that they win Worlds, but I say that there is I will say that they are a contender. Before the season starts, I will tell you they are a contender for the SMITE World Championship in Season 6. They are that good. They have continued to improve up to and including their World Championship, their Finals World Championship performance. They improved from day 1 to Finals Day at Worlds. This team has never stopped getting better, and I don't think a new season is going to stop it. If anything, it's going to make it, it's going to catapult it. Teams moving in together is largely looked at a positive. Teams, whether they're living together or just close proximity, and able to like land together and scrim together on the regular and hang out together on the regular, is viewed as a positive, but there will likely be an adjustment period. Not for Splyce. They've already done it for the most part. I don't know. There's a lot of opinions, and I love to entertain a lot of opinions. If you think that Splyce is if you don't think that Splyce is going to be competitive this year, you're wrong. That's just how it is. Splyce really, really is going to bring that. We'll see if they bring the second World Championship. I'm not sure if they'll be able to do it, but we'll see. Anyway, shout outs to you guys. Thanks for watching. Shout outs to the End of the AM. Use code FDOT to save some money and make me money. That's dope too. Like, comment, subscribe, and be good to each other. Peace. Much love to you.